One of my students, she asked me that she wanted to know more about Bootstrap grids and how we can use and design using Bootstrap 3 and 4 grids. Okay, so in this lesson I am going to share with you how you can design in using Bootstrap 3 grid and Bootstrap 4 grids, and what are the difference between both of them and how you are going to use their columns and gutter space. Okay, so let's get started. Now, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this gridcalculator.dk. This is the website URL. I'm going to share the URLs in the description of this video. Okay, now first off is that the desktop size for Bootstrap 3 is 1170 pixels. Okay, so the total width is 1170 and each column is 70 pixels. You can see over here. Okay, and the gutter width is 30. Okay, so I am using zero margins right now, but I think there is a margin of like 15 or maybe 10 pixels, but this calculator doesn't cater for it. It changes all the calculations, so we don't need the margins right now. Okay, so I'm going to use 0 over here, and the thing is that either you can use this tool and you can use the grid PNG from here and download it, or you can use already built freebies responsive grid PSD templates by different designers. There are already a lot of them, so I don't think it is a wise idea to create them again and again. Okay, so I will share all these links. This is a Bootstrap 4 grid PSD, then this is Bootstrap 3, then there are two with responsive Bootstrap grids. This is one of them by Andre Clenin, and I have loaded them into my Photoshop. So let's switch to Photoshop to see how we are going to use them. Okay, so I have loaded this ones, and let me show you. Okay, so here we have, he's using three artboards. One is 1170, which is for desktop or called large. This is for Bootstrap 3. Okay, so keep in mind Bootstrap 3 has three different sizes for desktop, then this is for tablet, and this is for mobiles or smartphones. Okay, this is the smallest one. So everything is built up already. You can see the columns and everything. Again, here we have 70 pixel column and 30 pixel I think gutter. Here we have different sizes. I'm not sure, but I don't care much about them. Just you need to download them and use them to start your designs. Okay, now you can extend the artboard size if you want to, because this is not going to be for you. So you can go to properties and you can go to this size and expand it to 2500. Okay, and now we can use these columns and we can drag them down like this. Okay, and in the end you need to lock them, so mistakenly you don't move them here or there. Okay, so this is how I would start a design. Also for these I'm going to make them a bit longer by clicking on this artboard and changing the artboard size height. This is the introduction to this Bootstrap 3 grid. Now I'm going to switch to Bootstrap 4 grid. You can see we have 4 different sizes for Bootstrap 4. And this is, let me zoom in, this is XL or called extra large, and I think its width is canvas size is 1366 by 2000. And then we have this one, this is large 1024 by 768. Then we have 768, and then this is the small one. Okay, so they have small, medium, large and extra large, 4 different responsive grids for different sized devices. Okay, so don't get confused with them. This is just different canvas sizes and different columns, and number of columns are almost the same. They are 12, but the width of the column and the gutter size is changing. Okay, also I think the gutter size is same, just the column is changing, so don't worry about it. Now coming to the design part. Okay, few of my students, they are confused that how we are going to use this grid to design something. Okay, now just start with this one. I'm going to zoom into this artboard. Okay, so I'm going to hide this one. Okay, like that. Okay, so I'm going to draw a few shapes over here. Okay, first of all, you can see over here we have different columns. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to draw shapes and my different contents according to these. Okay, so just so this might be my video area or my main video for my landing page. Okay, this could be, and this could be also, this block could be my navigation. Okay, so this is just my navigation or my menus. Okay, so I am going to use this area for my logo, like that. Okay, like this. Okay, so it is going to be my logo, something like that. So you can see in all these examples what I am using is I am combining different columns like that. Okay, so maybe I'm allocating 3 columns for this logo, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 columns, 8 columns for this navigation area, 8 columns for this one. Okay, now how I am aligning them is I am leaving gutter on one side. Okay, so you can see over here on their left, this gutter is left. Okay, so these gutters are basically to separate the content from the other content. Okay, so if I try to use 4 columns like that for my logo, so you can see there is a space between these 2 elements. Okay, so if I try to use something like this, then it is really going to look very odd, and this is a cluttered design. Okay, so to make your design appear good and with a good proportion and with the mathematical calculation, we are going to leave some space between them. Okay, so you can either leave this space or you can use just these 3 columns. Okay, so 3 columns will be 3 columns and 2 gutter spaces. Okay, also you can see over here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 columns and 7 gutter spaces. So all these calculations are like that. Okay, so if you want to place something in the middle, then like that, for example, I have a heading. Let's use a heading. This is my heading number 1. Okay, so if I am placing something in the middle, then I don't care about columns or anything. Okay, so I am going to just place it in the middle like that. I don't have to worry about any placement or any columns or anything. Okay, we can also have some button over here like this, or maybe like this. Okay, so sometimes even if you don't like that, I don't want my button to be 4 columns, then you can just use a button like that. So this is going to be my button. Okay, so here what I'm doing is I'm also allocating these 4 columns for this button and this text area. Okay, so let's add some text over here, maybe like that. Okay, so I'm going to use some lorem ipsum over here. Okay, just use a bit smaller size like this. Okay, so here is some of the text over here, and then we have a button. Now in this block, what I am doing is I am using again these 4 columns, and I am center aligning my everything. My button is center aligned, my text is center aligned. So you don't have to worry about everything and every detail. Just make sure that you are using a confined number of columns or a constant number of columns for some content. Okay, so if I am using this content, you can see it is also occupying this 4th column and also touching this first one. So it is basically taking 4 columns. So if I want to change it like this, maybe I can use something like this, maybe left align it, and also this button like that. And then you can always go back and hide this layer. Okay, so I'm going to hide it to see my design. You can see over here. Now you can see the spacing over here is in a line okay, and it is more accurate and more, you know, symmetry. Design will have more symmetry if you use columns like that, okay. So these are the things you need to keep in mind. I think this is the explanation for these designs. Now if we go to this Bootstrap 4, you can see over here we have in this small, the gutter width is too much, I guess. Let me go to this details. Okay, so this is the fourth one. I'm going to unlock it and I'm going to see the columns. Okay, so the columns are the red ones and the gutter spaces are the white ones. Okay, so you can see over here these are the gray gutters. So the gutters are too big, but don't worry about it. Whatever the gutter size is, we are going to use 4 columns like that. Okay, sorry, these are 3 columns. So if I place something over here like this, so if I want to use these columns, I'm going to do something like that. Okay, now you can see on this right and left side. Okay, so this area, this gray area is basically our margin. Okay, so you don't need to worry about them. This is our margin, so you need to leave this margin over here. Okay, in this example we don't have any margin on both sides, we just have gutters in between these columns. Okay, so this is simpler. I think it is better to design like that. So I don't think that this designer should have mentioned margins over here, but keep in mind that you don't need to touch them. Okay, margins are going to be left alone. So we are using over here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 columns, and you can see in between them 1 2 3 4 5 6. So always keep in mind, when you use 7 columns, there will be 6 gutter spaces in between them. Okay, or if you use 4 columns, then there will be 3 gutter spaces in them. Okay, so this is how you are going to use these grids. So it's better if your developer is using Bootstrap and you are also using the Bootstrap grid. Okay, now I think this is more than enough for these Bootstrap. My students will not have any problem. If you still face any problem, you are open to any questions. You can ask me anytime you want. Okay, so take care, bye, and see you in another video.